So my name is Ciarán Fahey. I'm an Irish journalist based here in Berlin. I usually cover sports for an international news agency. And in my spare time, I run the Abandoned Berlin site, which is a site where I basically document the city's ruins, derelict buildings, abandoned buildings. I'm kind of drawn to abandoned places because there's usually a tragic story. It's not normal for a place to be abandoned. It wasn't in the builders, when they built the building or whatever it was, didn't envisage it becoming abandoned one day and just simply discarded and thrown away. So there's always an interesting story behind it. And I guess as a journalist, I'm kind of drawn to those stories. I'm drawn to figuring out, well, what happened here? Why is it abandoned? What went wrong? Because it's nearly always a story of failure, of waste. There's usually a tragic story behind it, and I'm drawn to those stories. I can give you the example of a woman whose house belonged to her grandfather. It was bombed in the Second World War. It's now a ruin. There's no roof on it. Nothing's going to happen with it. It's owned by a family. It's in private ownership, and they don't have the money to refurbish it. It would cost too much money, and in the meantime, it's just, unfortunately, it's there now as a sort of a reminder of a bombing raid from 1943. Berlin has had a crazy amount of, there's been so much upheaval in Berlin. It's one of the reasons you still have so many abandoned places to this day. The fall of the Berlin Wall meant that many former East German enterprises and businesses were no longer supported by the state. So they were abandoned. It's really, it's just the history of Berlin and the area around it. It's been like a central part. And you had the Second World War, the First World War, the Cold War, then the Berlin Wall. It's been just a century of upheaval, and we still see the results of that here. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep this going. I'm a father of 2 kids, and I do this in my spare time. So I need to give them priority, obviously, but it could be that I have 2 sons. When they get older, that they take over the business, that they go exploring on my behalf and upload their own pictures and post their own reports. I think that as long as you have people, you're going to have abandoned buildings. People will abandon them. It's just a natural course of events. So, that's the future.